Oh, so eloquent as always, Robert Monday. Thank you very much. Let's get stuck into map number 3. Look, Nico, it's been a long ride, and I feel like over the course of it, we started to be converted into Viper fans.
I mean, I'm certainly made a fan here, but I have to agree there with Guz, where I do think they're going to put up a good fight here on map number 3, Chalet. They're kind of 50-50 on that as of the meantime, but I still do think Sengoku are in the driver's seat here. I do think they're the favorites to win this map, and they have shown a lot more prowess in terms of both the attacking and defensive side on both maps, and I think that's going to continue on here in Chalet. Do I think it's going to be a stomp? Of course not. Viper, they're going to really make things interesting, but Sengoku, they do have the lead.
It's going to be a classic 7-8. We're going to be here until half past midnight. It's going to be an all-nighter, and, you can book it in, guys. Sengoku are going to give it their all, though, because they have put in the hard yards this year. They have been really, really pushing all year long through the Japan League, through the Japan Championship to earn their spot into APAC North. A lot of these players have been grinding for a long time. Team Viper as well, no exception.
Well, it's pretty early for me here as of the meantime. I know you guys over
What
there.
time is it? Is it 5:30 there?
It's like 4:30 here in
4:30?
Southeast Asia. Yeah. So.
It's currently 7:30, and I was not gonna lie, kind of hoping that the game was gonna end there, so I could make myself some dinner.
Looks like you're gonna have Chalet for dinner this time here, Dev. Yeah. This time though, a bit of an appetizer for you. We got Flores, Thatcher, and Valkyrie ban. Valk is a huge ban here because this is one of her best maps. So much information she can gather, so many nooks and crannies to really hide those black eyes, and the final punch delivered. Kaid will be the final ban as well. So those hatches a bit more easy to deal with. You can expect the Habanas to really come full effect here when we go into the map.
Absolutely. A lot of these high impact operators that we've seen feature so far have been banned out. Gonna force the pivot from these teams, but of course Chalet is quite a different beast to either Oregon or Clubhouse, particularly Clubhouse. I feel like they're almost at opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Chalet here, this is an attacker's paradise, isn't it? This is a map that is a lot more free-flowing, really enables a lot of playmaking, and on the attacking side, anything really is possible. For the defense, typically, you don't see the wine cellar snowmobile garage bomb site, but Sengoku have decided, hey, let's throw a spanner in the works. Let's pick the statistically least picked and worst at a professional level bomb site, and let's see what we can do with it. I respect that. They've got a bit of a colorful lineup as well. I want to see what they can do.
Speaking of statistics, this is actually statistically the most attacker-sided map in the game. Not that any would be arguably super heavy attacker sided, but in terms of win percentage, the attackers got things a bit less rough here coming on Chalet, and that should at least help a team like Team Viper, who honestly struggled more than Sengoku do on their attacking side in the opposing way. So coming into this, starting things off, this is actually what we expect from Sengoku. Actually, no, never mind. They typically like to start on that bar and game site, but this time starting on the basement instead. A site that is arguably quite difficult to hold for a lot of teams. That castle barricade up top there on the hallway towards the main lobby is interesting because it will allow the attackers to have more free reign in taking that main lobby, but as well allow the Sengoku rotation to be a bit safer in that aspect.
How are they going to deal with the utility denying this snowmobile wall? The drone hole provides an ample opportunity to toss nades through and clear out any mute jammers. So Viper already have a way onto the bomb site. They could plant now if they wanted to. They could just enter right now if they wanted to. Where is Sengoku? Hello? Nobody's home. Viper are walking on through. They found the opening pick, and they got 3 or 4 people in the bomb site.
Man, they are taking things really quick on this. Not even a minute into the round, and they've got them to plant down already here. There isn't much they can do to get this defuse off because it's down to a 4v2, and every single sightline is being held right now by Team Viper. What little do they have? They're going to have to deal with Boone first. He's the first line of defense here on this execute, and Galler is going to get one, down to 1v3. Neko, it's all in his hands, but on that Ela is going to be very difficult to try and engage in a distance. He does get the kill though here. Nagal here barely scraping by. 15 seconds left for that defuse to go off, and he's going to have to try and take things aggressive. He knows that the range is going to be his best ally. LHM closes off the round. What an opening start here from Sengoku. Rather, from Team Viper.
And it certainly was. It's not every day that you get to see 4 players from the attacking team inside the bomb site in the first 30 seconds, but credit to them. They saw an opportunity and they did not hesitate. They pushed together, they found the opening pick, they forced that plant down, and they made Sengoku look a little bit silly for even considering picking that bomb site. And that is one of the reasons why that bomb site is just so difficult to defend. It doesn't take much for the attackers to have not only lines of sight, entries into the bomb site, but also, you know, there's vertical game, there's roam clearing capabilities. So it is not a bomb site that many people would take, and I'd be very surprised if we see Sengoku take us there again.
Yeah, I'm very surprised to see that. I think they're kind of trying to throw them off because teams, if they've done their homework, they know that Sengoku like starting on one of these first 4 sites, especially games. And in this case, they go the opposite way, going for kitchen dining. I mean, it must have been a comfort pick for Sengoku to pick that. It's something you see normally in ranked, but you wouldn't expect it here in, like, you know, the competitive relegations that it is. So Sengoku trying to pull a bit of a sly trick on Team Viper, but Team Viper just shuts that down entirely. So trying to extend here vertically. A lot of teams like to do either of the two, either vertically or horizontally. When they extend on this side, could go further into that games, but they're going for the bedroom itself, which is one of the better ways to try and hold this down. They're going to have to clear that out, Team Viper, otherwise the plant is going to be nigh impossible with Sengoku holding the rooms up above.
It's certainly a lot of roam clearing to be done, that's for sure here. Something that we haven't seen Viper do as of yet, not when they're busy rushing the bomb site. Looks like the first point of ingress is reading, however, library. Drones go on out. Doesn't seem to be much of a contest from Sengoku, mostly residing around Master. Trying to hold on to that for as long as possible. Viper, a lot of free real estate for them.
It's going to allow them to really freely move about, which is what they want. This is how Viper play. To have that much map control on towards the southwestern side here on Library is kind of the standard way that teams like to execute. Come in from Library, take that mezzanine, open up the big wall, work your way through. And that's looking to go according to plan for the meantime, as Neko is trying to kind of stifles that. He finds 0-1. That's a big gun to take off of the board. That Sophia being lost is a big punch to the gut in terms of their firepower.
That said, Team Viper have made some good progress on this map control, opening up a long line of sight deep into Office and, of course, into Master, even Solarium, technically. That'll enable them to start pressuring these top floor players. Like you said, before the round started, Viper really need to deal with these top floor players before they can even consider pushing that bomb site.
Well, it seems Sengoku aren't phased because they're going to still double dip here. Neko finding a double from that bedroom, taking them to sleep, and they've dropped down now here towards the fireplace. No, they have to get this dining wall open, otherwise it's going to be a moot point. They got the one up above, now they got to get the one down below to try and actually go for the plant, especially with a minute left and 2 players of theirs already down. Team Viper struggling here so far to get that foothold. They've blown things open, but it's them who's being blown apart as of the moment.
Sengoku still retain that map control. Solarium, even this cheeky angle down onto the trophy window. Now Viper have a lot of work to be done. Sneaking up from West Main now. Galier's got a piece of barbed wire to contest with, but not much else. Do they hear that sound? Oh, the vertical angle opened up. And he's feeling that pressure. Okay, LHM just loses his life and the diffuser along with it. Viper's not looking too hot right now. And, I was about to say it's going to get worse when Boone goes down, but he managed to stay alive for just a bit longer. Not really going to make much difference, though. So Goku, after an embarrassing first round, they do redeem themselves slightly.
Really great hold up top, and mind you, there are only 2 players up above to really hold that kind of 3-man Team Viper push, and they did such an amicable job of doing that, exactly. Neko finding 2 up above really hampered the intent here of Team Viper to take that second floor, and when you don't have that, it's going to be very difficult, as I said at the start of the round, to even get the plant going, because that control is crucial when playing on either of these first 4 sites. So going towards Bar in Gaming, the expected site I would have thought they would have picked on the opening round, but We finally get on it here on the third, so we can expect them to do the same thing that they did on the previous round, extend up vertically, play the library side this time, and Team Viper probably going to come in for Master and Solarium if anything. That's how they've typically liked to clear the library side when the opposing side is playing it, so that's what I'm expecting here. Sengoku, knowing that, how are they going to adjust and how are they going to pre-prepare for what's to come on the Sengoku, rather on the Viper attack?
I love the Frost, though. Always Racial bringing out operators like that keeps you on your toes. If you're Team Viper and you're not checking below your windows, you're not keeping an eye on every single tiny variable that Sengoku are going to throw your way, you are going to get caught off guard. We're also seeing the Legion brought out again. An operator that doesn't see a lot of play at this level, but one of the easiest operators in the game to play, right? Got a fantastic weapon. The goo mines, while they're not quite as powerful as they used to be, they certainly don't hurt. So Viper, a lot of work to be done ahead of them to redeem themselves for last round.
Knock, knock.
Well, he surely had his heyday, but the longer he's in the round, the more influential and crucial he does become. And that's something that Sengoku have been playing out quite often, you know, leaving themselves into really late round situations, and that Legion could help out in that aspect. Same with the Frost. This Team Viper continues on here, trying to open down the garage below on the snowmobile, work their way up, but they also have kind of some pressure being applied here towards this whole piano room side. Not going in through a Solarium, as I would have expected in bedroom, but they really want to hit them directly at the gates, trying to attack them from these library windows, but that, in its case, leaves Mezzanine to be held firmly here by the Sengoku defense. And normally teams would try and flush that out with some nades, maybe even a Flores, but that's not really currently on the board. As Neko gets downed, could be confirmed here by 0-1. Nitro being traded on out, and the flurry of frags goes either way, but Sengoku comes out on top.
Bit of a messy start to the round, but like you said, Sengoku weather the storm. That said, doesn't seem to last forever. 0-1 can take down Yahoon. 3-on-3. LHM very, very low on HP though. Ramu rocking that APAC League skin on his T5 SMG, hoping to make it to that very league very shortly. Team Viper, they're the ones that really need to take the next step. On the attacking side, 3-on-3. Bar is the bomb site. While they have some players close, they don't really seem very, very near to actually pushing the bomb site.
They finally get control of the library, but they don't have the necessary tools to really make that work on out. They do have some soft structure, open up some sidelines below, but Rachel has been doing a great job of holding down this library stairs and really keeping them on their toes, as you like to say. 40 seconds left on the clock, and Akins making sure that they cannot just idly walk by into the hole. 0-1, trying to catch him off in case aggression is going to be showed to you by Sengoku, but we know that they're disciplined and diligent about not giving them that opportunity. With the final 30 seconds left on the clock, Dev, they find the opening pick as well here, LHM.
Racial, though, holds down the line. Ramu as well. Both Sengoku players separated around that bomb site, ready to strike. Viper forcing that plant down. 0-1 safely getting that diffuser planted. And now Galir as well is there to take down Ramu. Racial in a 1 versus 2 to retake and disable that diffuser. It's not going to happen. Viper, who'd have thought they would make that one work? But finally, another round on their side, and they take the lead once again.
Great recovery here from Team Viper, Dev. Going down to a 3v4, and Sengoku's side with less than a minute left on the clock is not a good sign of things, but hey, they don't mind. When the going gets tough, they get tougher. When they're going through hell, they keep on stepping on forward. Sengoku here right now. 4th round could potentially tie things up. They're going up to the master bedroom and office. They did have a very, very great hold towards that master bedroom and office when they were defending kitchen down below. Now this time it's going to be the actual site they're going to have to go through, which Team Viper didn't really have too much problem opening up those walls on the office. Granted, it wasn't I guess relegated to as much manpower that Sengoku would have otherwise put, but hey, it's what they're going to deal with. So Team Viper, expecting this, we can assume that they are going to come through that library side, maybe have some pressure towards Solarium, but for the most part, Team Viper, I think they really want to stick as a unit here because Sengoku, they've been doing the same. It's been working for their defensive side for the most part. But Team Viper, this attacking side of theirs, looking a lot better on Chalet as it does play into their strengths a bit more than the previous two maps have been.
No, absolutely. That said, of course, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. It is Viper on their attack, which is what we said, Chalet being the most attacker-sided map in the pool. There's very much a chance that Sengoku could come back on their own in the second half, but they really need to weather out a couple of defenses before we can have faith that they can redeem themselves in the second. Early push from Viper, already into Trophy. Kim looking to try and punish anyone rotating, and he may well find one. All the timing. Raciel just on the other side. Ramu as well, lurking downstairs, and Kim is ready to cut off that rotation. Not too aggressively just yet. Waiting to see what Sengoku are playing at.
Kim Jun, little does he know how close he was twice to potentially finding a pick there. Alas, it's not given to him just yet. Nade here to try and flush Aiken out. Doesn't do as much damage as they otherwise would have hoped. And here comes a push, but he gets down, Kim. Great job holding down the line. It's very difficult to try and beat that, but 0-1 still wins the fight. Down to a 4v4, equalize the man disadvantage. 0-1's taking some damage in that fight as well. So Solarium looking to be controlled for the meantime here by Team Viper. But can they really use it to springboard into an attack?
Oh my god, what was that shot? Thread the needle, Raciel. Boone goes down. 4v3 now for Sengoku. Viper, they've come back from worse odds, I'll tell you that much. But it's going to be a tall task now. They have Solarium control, but not a lot else. A good opening, but Raciel taken down by 0-1, playing around with that shield a little bit too much, overthinking it.
Yeah.
Now the Zephyr has found his way all the way into bathroom. Neko in such a scary position, finds the kill. The diffuser goes down. Yahoon wins that fight. It's all Galir now.
Oh, Galir. He's so deadly when swinging off of the contact there. And same as Neko. That will completely shred anyone apart. That Scorpion is so deadly up close, and you see the full effect of that. But Galir, 1v3. We've seen these type of clutches almost happen on Clubhouse. Galir is going to be one for the ages if he does pull it off here as of the moment. In that 3v1, he's made his presence known. They know he's coming from the showers, and when it pours, well, it's gonna have to go real hard for them. Bedroom, he's gonna be stunned. This is looking really dire. 30 seconds left on the clock, and they're not giving him an opportunity. They know not to peek. That's what he wants. And Sengoku not gonna play into it.
Moment of quiet now. He'll just be listening as Sengoku keep waiting, forcing that plant down. Sengoku will have heard that like a mile away, a pin dropping at the bottom of the Coliseum. Galir spots the head of one player, but can't land the shot. It's a small magazine here, and the ARX is going to make it all too difficult, and Sengoku have played this perfectly, just baiting him out. There's not a lot of time left. They might even play for the retake here. Ramu on for the swing, taken out. And they may well have taken a bit of a risk. Galir now 1v1, surely not. Oh my god, that was awfully close. Neko can fortunately win it out, but by god, Sengoku, don't make me scared like that.
How many clutches have we seen it come down to a 1v1? And, you know, Neko, he had some idea he'd be there, but he didn't realize that Neko was a lot closer than he otherwise would have expected. So great attempt there from Galir. Brings it down to the 1v1 from the 1v3, and things have been tied up. Attacking side here for Team Viper, looking okay, but nothing too convincing as of the moment. As Sengoku answer back, they're going to Kitchen, which was a very one-sided endeavor the first time we saw it around. Can they do it now that they've seen how Sengoku like to play Kitchen? I believe Team Viper have a chance.
Team Viper have been consistently outperforming our expectations, but now that we're actually starting to give them a bit of credit, maybe that will flip. Maybe we'll jinx them, maybe we'll cast a curse them. And like you said, yes, they have seen Sengoku's defense of this Kitchen site before. I mean, they're going to have to put into action a lot of improvements, because while last time they did happened to open a lot of the necessary hard breach areas that they wanted to open. For example, the office double walls. I believe they even opened directly onto the bomb site from lobby, the dining walls. But aside from that, it was pretty much a shambles, to be honest. They were 1v1ing defenders who had shields to play off. They were not really dealing with power positions very well. They weren't trading. So a lot left to be desired for Viper. At least they did get some things right. So there's something to work from.
Yeah, the only real progress they did, though, as you pointed out, was opening those two big walls. The one right in dining and the one right above in office. And off of that, they got some long sidelines when you kind of would have expected them to, I guess, use that to their favor with, you know, these rifles in their hands. But still, Neko in that aspect was able to shut them down. Can he do it once more? They're really putting up a fight here on the front lines of Library, but escaping not into any safety, though, as Neko is going to get caught on that rotation back away. And they tried to bite off more than they could chew, it seems. And in this case, they're definitely getting bit.
Ramu as well roaming downstairs, looking for a possible flank, but Viper looks to be controlling the map quite well. They won't let up with some of this map control that they've taken. They're avidly watching their flanks. Now, one of the changes that we've seen on the defensive side is that Raciel's actually bringing the Echo now. So we have more information gathering on the Sengoku side. Plant Denial should have come to that, but particularly information, that's what's king now for Sengoku.
And if it ever does come down to it, Dev, they're going to have a lot of plant denial because of those yokais. Barring, they only have that one nitro cell on the Aiken, who could definitely swing things around if he times his nitros right. But Gal here making sure no flanks coming from down below. Holding on to Fireplace for the meantime. Going to drone on out for the guys up above to make sure the second floor clear is going to be well, I guess working out and positive for them, because if they don't have control of this, once again, it's going to be very difficult to plant. Shield dealt with there in the piano, and the only two defenders up above are still going to find a pick. Ramu, he has been having himself a series and a half, and he finds Kim as well. Crucial frag to get found.
Not too bad there for Ramu and Sengoku as a whole. They've evened up the man count. That said, Viper, like you said, clearing that shield and clearing a lot of these positions all the way upstairs now. LMH, or LHM rather, lands a couple shots and finishes off Yahun. We did see just barely, I believe that was Ayakan, fall all the way back downstairs, forfeiting the top floor to Team Viper. Dangerous thing to give them, especially now that they're opening this hatch straight onto the bomb site. Viper have so many opportunities now.
They do. It is a 3v4 in Sengoku's favor, but they still got some utility to work with. Those yokais are up online and ready to deny the plant as soon as it comes in, as well as the information. He goes on the swing. Aiken finds one, not able to get the kill though, but does get the down. Gal here on the trade immediately, and Ramu finds LHM's Viper. Goon, he is down to effectively 1v1, and Aiken secures the round for Sengoku. 3v4, they swing it around, and that's where you see the information off of the yokais be crucial on their defense. They make it happen, and they take the lead.
It's a very tight game, isn't it? The 1v1 at the end of it, that's what, 2 rounds that have gone down to 1v1s in a row. You take into account that, well, these teams are going tit for tat. It's been trading of rounds back and forth, back and forth. Sengoku finally have strung 2 together in a row. If they can secure a 4th defense here on Chalet of all maps, that would set themselves up astronomically well for the second half.
Yeah, you go positive like that on the defensive side, and arguably an attacker side map, the most of this entire map pool, you're going to be in a pretty good spot to potentially end this series heavily in your favor. Going now here towards games, once again, a site that Team Viper have really been struggling to really crack open, so this time, they've seen a second time. Can they do it this time around? They almost did it on that kitchen defensive Sengoku's here on round number 5. It slips away from their fingers at the last possible fleeting moment. Team Viper, well, looking at the composition, more importantly here, Sengoku, back to that Ela, the Frost as well, nothing we haven't seen so far. But the fact that they pair them up all together, I think, is an important factor here. You got the Legion, Ela, and Frost at the same time. That's a lot for Team Viper to try and deal with, and they're really going to have to be diligent about where they drone and what they check.
Viper's previous bar attack was actually not too bad. Even though they ended up in a 3v4, they managed to push through and find a 2v1 out of it. A couple of mistakes from Sengoku, a bit of overextensions, and not quite working together as well as Viper have been doing so. You can see how early Viper are in the building taking map control. This time Sengoku have a player ready and waiting to contest. That's Ramu, and he takes down the first Gemini. Viper not going to get as much free real estate as they would like.
Yeah, I mean, when we did see them attack this site a while ago, Team Viper, they barely scraped by with that one. They're taken down to a 3v4 and somehow scrap away with a round win. Will it repeat, though, as Ramu takes some early damage on? No Thunderbirds or anything of the sort to get him online, no docks, so he's going to remain in that low HP state for this round, unless he's taken out. Boone making sure nobody's here by dining. They have almost complete control of that entire side of the map, that entire northern side, and it allows them to have a big front line to really push into this bar. They do not have second floor control, mind you, which is very important. You need to flush out that mezzanine, nade it out, make sure nobody's playing there so you can have free control of that main lobby, which is crucial a lot of the times to making the execute work.
Oh, he's going to try and take out the edge ab. Nice. Give a little bit more freedom to his anchor players to rotate later on without walking to the edge ab. What are Viper going to do about these hard positions that Sengoku have set up? Shields, ADSs, reinforcements. Onus is on Viper to clear it all. Particularly this shield at the top of the library stairs is going to be a heavy point of contest, and Neko, he's shown he can be a mean machine with that Scorpion. Over goes the nade. Neko manages to dodge it, but the shield does not.
Normally, this shield would be dealt with by a Flores, but that being banned here by Team Viper, they know that they have a lot to deal with. Instead, Yahoo, and great job by him. He's going to drop immediately. Knows not to overstay his welcome. And Gal here will find a trade off of that. Not a direct one, but a trade nonetheless to take Ramu off of the board. He was low already, so it doesn't hurt as much as it could have. But Team Viper, man, 30 seconds left on the clock, and they're still barely within space to try and go for that execute. They have library control for the meantime, yes, but will it be enough for them to actually gain control of a plantable position? Nades and frags being found here by Team Viper. That was huge. 2v4, and now they have a real chance, Dev.
10 seconds to go.
It's all on Ayakan. He needs to deny this plant. If he can do so, he could win the round all on his own. He can't deny it! And now it's a 1v3 retake scenario. SMG-11 is fresh out. A moment to breathe and to reload. In the 1v3 now, a C4 tossed blind, nets nothing. 1v3 is not gonna happen. Viper even up the scoreline in the first half with a fantastic final execute.
Man, oh man, Team Viper. When it seems lost, when the going goes rough and all odds are against them, they somehow pull off these last second executes that they just find frags with. They get one with a nade, and LHM coming through with his 5.56 in hand. Great job here from Team Viper to try and bring things back, but they're now on the defensive side, so if anything, that half favored Sengoku more than it did Team Viper. Even though Team Viper looked okay, his attacker-sided map is really going to be difficult for them now that they're going up against Sengoku's attack, who has been a lot more, honestly, effective on the previous maps that were more defender-sided. So going into this, Team Viper picking games, as we expect. It's going to be Sengoku to try and tear this apart.
Still, that's only evening up the scoreline, and it's not a clear advantage to Viper. In fact, I think it's fair to say that Sengoku should be more than happy with that defensive result. They need to back it up on their attack now. Viper with the clash from Kim Jun makes me wonder whether this is something Sengoku are familiar with dealing with. No Nomad, no Zafia, not a lot of operators on the Sengoku lineup that are good at dealing with that clash. In fact, some strange picks from Sengoku, not gonna lie. I feel like the Blackbeard shouldn't be surprising at this point with how much they've played it over the course of the series, but the Twitch as well. I mean, you can usually afford like one of these kind of questionable picks, but it's strange not to see a Zafir picked. It's strange not to see a Maverick picked. I feel like there are a lot of operators here that Sengoku could be bringing. I'm ready for them to prove me wrong. But I'll eagerly watch and see what their intention is here.
No, I agree fully. They're going for this Blackbeard, which I feel like is a bit of a crutch pick. It did work on Argon for Yahoon, but there are many arguments to be made on how effective it actually was in terms of Blackbeard's utility as compared to maybe him doing it with any other operator. Although, this time, he is playing the windows, which you do want from a Blackbeard, and it's a very crucial window as well because that cuts off the entirety of the rotation from the library stairs. The clash is going to be such a nuisance here on this library, and for them to pick it on the opening round of their attack, rather of the defend here, Team Viper, really goes to show that they don't mind pulling out every single trick they have in the hat.
Quiet bit of preparation for Sengoku now. They've struggled to fully take map control of honestly anywhere at this point. They're looking to cheekily find ways towards the site without actually dedicating fully in. They found 2 huge picks. I can't believe they're in sight already. Blackbeard's already got full lobby control as well. This is a very unusual round, and Ramu has just shut down any attempt at Viper getting back into this. LHM will try his best. Kim Jun can also take down Neko, but it's not really going to make much difference. The clash is down on the ground. LHM makes it a 1v2. Not impossible now, but time's ticking. 25 seconds left. Raciel and Yahoon should be fairly comfortable holding this post plant, as the Jaeger's got to go all the way upstairs. It's a 7-second defuse time, and that's not going to be enough. I think that must have been a trade because there was no kill cam. But nonetheless, Sengoku starts strong on their attack.
Great job here by Sengoku. They go in through the front door, which I guess is a great way to kind of dismantle this Team Viper defense. With Viper knowing that they like to spread out, Team Viper's defense like playing aggressive and roaming about the map. That just leaves the anchors, I guess, very little support from the outside roam in that case. And Sengoku, they go in through the front door knowing that aspect. So, mind you, I think for some reason Neko on his Finka had a suppressor too. So I don't know how much that really helped them sneak by, but who knows? I guess in the end it all pans out and Sengoku get the opening round as we expect here on the attacking side. But instead of going for any of the first floor sites, neither kitchen nor bar games, Team Viper go directly up above into the offices. They're looking to make some business happen.
Yeah, look, don't blame them. After failing to defend that first site, keep it moving, keep it rolling, trying different bomb sites. Don't smash your head against the wall. We saw that from Sengoku, didn't we? They went Snow Wine first round, and I am very glad that they never went back there.
That was a one-off. That didn't count, as they say.
Yeah. Funnily enough, Sengoku actually won every single bomb site that they tried except for Snow Wine and Bar Game. So every time they actually defended Kitchen or Master Office, they won it. Credit to them. Let's see if Team Viper can also win on the Master Office bomb site, which is where they'll have to defend right now. Sengoku looking to take from Reading side across. So not going for a Solarium take, which is in a lot of regions what has become the meta recently.
For sure. They will go for what was back then, I guess, the more common thing to do, as you said, coming from this library side, pushing their way in through, and taking the hallways instead, and mezzanine control. Open up the wall that way, and that's how they get themselves into a, I guess, executable position, if anything. But this Wamai playing up front here, coming from Kim Jun. He's taken half of his health already on down, but he's still looking to continue to fight the good fight and really hold things down and make sure that Sengoku don't just once more walk through whatever they want to.
I mean, to be honest, not really much progress. Still just working on pushing, reading. And actually, okay, Kim for a second looked like he was going to let that Selma detonate, but he does take it down. Ooh, Neko's found himself in a very cheeky position. Just on the other side of that reinforcement, Kim Jun is lying in wait, but Neko's going to sneak past that line of sight and take down Boone. Not before Kim's found his own pick and scattered away into the fresh air as well. Gone all the way back downstairs. 4v4 now, but lots of advantage, lots of map control for Sengoku.
This is some progress made, but ultimately, they're still not really within that space to go for the plant. They do open up the wall, though. That ace is going to help that case out. And Aiken taking the long angle to make sure nobody just idly peeks by. He takes some damage of his own. A small tag, but nothing too influential. It's a 4v4 to try and make sure that nobody's playing too close. Gal here, though, is going to be such a big problem. He's got so many toxic babes to make sure that he's going to waste as much time as possible. Neko once again, so press spear in hand and lands true. The tip of the defense, the tip of the attack, rather, has pierced its way, and they now suddenly have a potential execute path.
Daring moment now for Team Viper on the receiving end of this execute. 3 versus 4. Sengoku have that advantage, but time is not on their side. Viper still holds on. Kim once again stepping up for his team. Galir as well, the man to hold on to the site. SMG-11 though, all out of bullets, and he is all out of life. Race Hill and Ramu to lock it in, and Sengoku finally start to leech ahead here. 5 rounds to 3.
Sengoku slowly building their foundations up into a firm lead, and a round away from match point as that as well. I really love these Christmas skins, by the way. Yes, we've been seeing them all game. Ash, Blackbeard. Keep them on, yes.
I just love in general that you can now actually show off your cosmetics in the operator select menu.
Totally, I agree. It's lovely. This is the type of features we love in this game.
For sure.
Sengoku, as of the moment, the only features they have to be worried about are what the defense will continue to put up here, because Team Viper, they've lost twice. They could lose a third time, but they never let it be strung to a fourth. So if match point is given up here, we've seen match point comebacks happen in this series alone. We saw that during Clubhouse, the map right prior. That could be the case here once more from Team Viper, but I'm sure by all means they'd rather avoid that happening. They want to really close this down. So they're going down to the kitchen and dining. Will it be a feast for Sengoku once more? Our Team Viper going to bring the plate back their way?
Kitchen dining, funnily enough, was the bomb site that Sengoku were the most successful on. They played it twice and they won it both times, albeit the second one going down to that really tight 1 versus 1. Team Viper, I wonder if they will extend just as hard upstairs. For the moment, it seems like they indeed will, with rotations as well to support, likely some vertical play. For Sengoku though, no thermite, and for the first time we're seeing Osa show her face. Blackbeard and Osa, 2 shield operators. I wonder if they're intending to put that on the master window, if there is a specific strategy for the Osa. She can be so powerful if used correctly.
This is actually what I would have expected earlier on, as Ramu gets an opening pick there with the Yana. Surely, you know, Osha is, I guess, a bit more meta now than Yahoo is on his Blackbeard, but it's only this round number 9 that we've seen her in this entire series, so very curious to see that, especially now that they're attacking the first floor. See how exactly they're going to utilize that, but, well, if Sengoku are really good at defending it, you can, I guess, safely assume that they're pretty adept at attacking it as well. And that, for the meantime, seems to be the case. Piano being droned on out. They get that information. One's in the office. They know that at the very least, but he's going to be able to fall on back to safety for the meantime. Stalling them, yes, but not really doing much else.
Reloading.
I hear that ace, Selma, detonating, enabling Sengoku. Oh, not only lines of sight, but an entry. And look at that, the shield from Ayakan. And with that, a really strong position for Sengoku to hold on this top floor. In fact, all of the defenders have slunk back to where they came from, downstairs. Only half the round done. Sengoku have made excellent timing here, and they've really put Viper to the test.
Soft breaches to try and take some vertical control here, and Aiken finds another kill in their favor. This is looking really good right now for the Sengoku side. And Team Viper crumbling slowly, one withered away, the next to follow. Oh, Yahoon has to be careful what he's turning around into, but that Blackbeard, that's the perfect angle that he's going to want to play off of. And Boone, he had to make a play. They were down 3v5, but unfortunately, it wasn't the right one to pull out in this situation.
Icon flanked up though. 0-1. Might be able to save this round for Viper, otherwise it's Sengoku match point. Don't have a lot of time left. Ramu, though, finishes off 0-1. All on Galia, the smoke player. 1 versus 4. But Ramu is ready and waiting. Doesn't overextend. Low HP at Galia should probably win this fight. Ramu goes down. 1v3 now, 15 seconds. We've seen it this type before, and we know it can go both ways. But Neko locks it in for Sengoku. Match point and series point on the verge of eliminating Team Viper. They take a tactical timeout.
Rightfully so. This is when you really gotta talk things over, reset, at least kill the momentum. I talked about how Team Viper have never, in this entire series, given up 4 rounds in a row. This could be the first time that happens here at the cusp of match point. Not even match point, man. Series point here for Sengoku to move on further and eliminate Viper. As you said, no way Gal here could have won against that punch hole at the end, so unfortunate for him, but it's Sengoku right now who is looking really good on this attacking side of theirs. Sometimes when, you know, at this kind of stage, you're down in, actually you're tied up 1-1 going into this map, and you have the opportunity to pick which side you want to start on. Some teams would actually prefer to start on the weaker side, the defending side, and then come back and close the game out, close the map out on the better side, which is the attack, which Sengoku are on right now. And so this is really working out well for them here, Dev, and Team Viper. Things are not looking well for them at the very least. They have yet to win a single defensive round in 3 sites that they've chosen.
Yeah, absolutely. We pumped the expectation that this is going to be an attacker-sided game, and well, it certainly has been. Team Viper really struggling on their defense. Sengoku had, for Chalet, a phenomenal defense, going 3-3, and they are reaping the benefits of that right now. Viper taking their tactical pause. They really need to make the most of it. They need to push for overtime. There's no second chances here. At this point in the bracket, it is single elimination. Viper lose this next round, or any of the next 3 rounds, they are out of the tournament, out of contest for APAC North 2022.
They're gonna have to come back flawlessly and deliver the same sort of fate that Sengoku just put on here. 3 rounds straight is what they've lost, and 3 rounds straight is what they gotta win here, Team Viper, to come back into it. Sophia finally coming on out. Blackbeard, take him off of the board. We're going now into series point for the next few rounds.
I'm sad not to see the Osa again. I loved the Osa.
I do too.
Even though it wasn't the most impactful operator, I think Osa is a bit underrated. I've talked to quite a few, pro players. They seem to think that Osa is not that useful at the pro level, which is really disappointing to me, and really surprising as well. I figured she would be very powerful, but not every team likes to use a shield, so is what it is. The Twitch here is what I kind of switched on to this round. Not bad, honestly, especially for clearing out cameras, reducing the amount of vision that the opponent has. We've seen Sengoku already doing that, and as a result, they're controlling all of the rotations, making it so difficult for Viper to really play anywhere.
One would assume here, Dev, that if they were going to pull out an Osa, it would be on a site like this. 2nd floor, lots of windows, big windows to really contest with, and hell, even a Blackbeard is when you could kind of justify him to be pulled out, but in this case, none of that at all. They got the Ace, they got, Ash, of course, who's had better days, but hey, she's still in the game, so they're going to utilize her. Those, I guess, breaching rounds are very useful still for dealing with all the utility that Team Viper likes to use. They like doubling down on shields, but in this case, they only have 1, and almost gets a kill there. Kim Jun, lucky to go away relatively somewhat healthy.
Rama's managed to find his way into bar, lurking downstairs and looking for one of these Team Viper roamers, catching them off on a rotation. Ooh, that's a pested drone from Mozzie as well. His drone gets taken down, and then immediately following, Ramu claims the player as well. Match point just got a hell of a lot easier for Sengoku. 6-3 and a 5v4. They have everything going for them.
It's all falling into place here for Sengoku. Team Viper, you gotta have to do something to try and shake that up. Oh, the pressure on Kim Jun here is too much to deal with.
no.
And Neko's gonna get the kill in the boon. A great trade here for coming from Gal here to bring it down to a 2v3. They find some kills to try and equalize things up.
Oh,
It's
no.
down to the 1v3. Gal here, can he pull it out this time? He was in 1v3 situation last time around. They know where he is, and there's still so much time to work with here for Sengoku. This is not looking too well at all. Does have 3 toxic veins to work with, but they know where he is. They're gonna shut him down. That is gonna be a GG as Sengoku eliminate Team Viper and move on further in the relegation bracket.
The Japanese fans will be cheering Sengoku Gaming. After a turbulent year, they managed to meet the expectation. They take down the Koreans. Team Viper are out of the relegations and out of contest for APAC North 2022. Sengoku will march forward and play tomorrow for their spot in APAC North 2022.
Feels so bad there for Gal here. That has been multiple times where he's the last one remaining, and he dropped 13 frags, mind you, the highest fragger in the entire server for both teams on map number 3.